Hello, welcome to Under the First Floor Lo-Fi Podcast, shitty recordings of bands you should like. My name's David Settle, and on today's episode, I'm very excited to have the band Sweeping Promises. They put out one of my favorite records a couple of years ago called Hunger for a Way Out on Feel It Records, and they also just put out an incredible single that came out right after we recorded this. I didn't even know it was happening, but it's the single Pain Without a Touch, which they play later on in this episode, that came out on Feel It Records and on Sub Pop Records. It's very exciting to have a Sub Pop related band on the podcast. Before we get to that, a few Under the First Floor notes. We still have copies of the mixtapes available. I actually only have 2 tapes left of Volume 2, so if you're wanting to get that, act fast. We have a bunch of copies of Volume 3, though. Definitely check that out. There's some really amazing, mostly Philly bands, as they were recorded over the pandemic. Some really choice recordings from that era of the podcast. If you're interested in getting copies of either of those, you can check out underthefirstfloor.bandcamp.com or livinglostrecords.limitedrun.com. Also, if you like what you hear, it would help greatly to rate, review, and subscribe on whichever outlet you get this podcast from. Or if you're on YouTube, leave a comment. It's always great to hear from you. It makes me feel like I'm not just making these for the void. And with that out of the way, here's the first song from Sweeping Promises, the title track from that incredible record, Hunger for a Way Out. Hope you enjoy.
I'm Caulfield and I play guitar.
I'm Lyra and I play bass and I sing.
I'm Spencer and I play drums.
So, how long have you been on tour for right now?
We started this leg about a week ago, but we started tour in late September. So,
wow, so good long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. We hit the West Coast first. We started off in Houston and then played Goner, which was amazing. And then we made our way up and down the West Coast. And this leg, we started in Austin at Levitation, and we've been making our way east.
Cool.
So,
how's the whole tour been?
How's
it been touring?
Really good.
It's been good. Well, so Spencer is no stranger to touring, but this is our first time. Caulfield and I have never toured before.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What you think?
It's been good. I think there's a lot of questions about COVID safety and if it would be sustainable, if the crowds would be there, if the finances would be there. And so far the answer is it's sustainable. And the venues are taking precautions and
Yeah.
And it seems like the community is as well.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of feedback that it's a lot of folks' first show since the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so there's a very palpable energy of like this collective sigh of relief that we can have this thing that is so meaningful in our lives and engage in it together. So in that sense, it's just been an incredible experience for us to be a part of that and to, again, like have it in our lives too.
Of the songs you played today, like any moments that really stick out or anything like that, or lyrics or anything?
Well, I guess I will say of the ones that we played today, the one that is kind of one of my favorites on the record is Atelier, just because, like a lot of the songs on the album, it came together really, really quickly, but that one in particular emerged out of, just for some reason it was a frustrating day. We were writing and we weren't really getting very far, and so it was towards the end of an already long work day, and we were just like, well, we gotta go home, let's see if we can just bust something out real quick. And Kafil took the bass out of my hands, like, okay, this is what we're doing. And he played like a da-na-na-na-na-na, and he's like, build a song out of that. And I was like, okay. And so then we did, and he's just like, yes, this is good. And so we just ended up writing the song around that, and then we developed it, and then he was working on the guitars, and then I just was like, okay, I have an idea in my head. And I just wrote the lyrics down really quick, and he's like, just make it simple. And I was like, okay. And then it was just like this really awesome like conceptual idea of just being really frustrated with somebody's like sort of self-important Instagram page. and like the mood, the hashtag mood that they tried to convey, and then just a lot of other things of us also having our own sort of workstation or workspace, but it also being really undignified because we didn't own it. We were just like thieves in the night trying to record without anybody like noticing.
Yeah. Then
like at the very end there's like a kind of layering of 3 different vocal ideas all at once that also just came really naturally. So the idea that it was just kind of this down to the wire little like gem of a song was just really a memorable experience that I treasure.
Nice. So you all write and record it like all in one session?
Mm-hmm.
We do that with all of our music.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
We find that it just generates like the most honest idea,
Yeah.
which we like.
Hot off the heels of your latest craft disaster. You better ask her. She casts little figurines in a sea of plaster. You better ask her. Moving her hands, delicate hands, clean a white hand. The tools are a master. She has her own nail color named after her, and she puts on mascara. Lit from head to toe with the sickening glow. Wish you could unmask her.
In your record, like liner notes, it talks about your recording process for the record. I believe the one mic recording process.
Oh yeah.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, the process of recording this live session was way more elaborate.
That's a
like-
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were what, 3 mics?
There were like 4 mics or 3.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We were in a gigantic laboratory that created spacious echoes and reverb, and
sounds
I think
like,
we
yeah.
quickly decided if we multi-mic, it gets so prismatic and confusing. And at the time, I was really interested in the idea of like everything should be the same. Like, you know, in mixing, you usually think about like everything has its own dimension and its own space. I was like,
Yeah.
what if everything just sounds like one thing?
Yeah.
The drums are one frequency, and the guitar is the same frequency, the bass.
One monitor to mix with.
One monitor to mix with, and the album was on mono. And I'm still obsessed with this idea. I think it totally like is super functional as a philosophy.
It's focus incarnate, I guess.
I also think that we started like writing songs where you strum like once. I think that like happened. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
like, just because of the mono, like,
Yeah.
nature of it. Yeah.
And there's just not a lot of space to deal with, so you only could deal with one thing.
But
Yeah,
it
that's
made
where the
for an-
idea came from.
Gotcha.
It was very efficient. So
Oh yeah, that helps.
we were obsessed with efficiency at the time.
Yeah.
I guess we never aren't obsessed with
Are
that.
you gonna continue to record like that in the future? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or I guess
I think
We are.
Yeah.
I guess you played a new song tonight, so I don't know how that was recorded because the single's not out yet.
Yeah, we recorded in my parents' bathroom during quarantine, so that's a lowly
Sick.
circumstance. We now,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
we now have less lowly circumstances.
Yeah,
I
we're
see.
not as debased.
That said, the low equipment philosophy remains.
When you first pulled up here, you said that you're excited to revisit recording to tape again, your old medium.
what's your past with recording to tape?
We had a Tascam 488.
Yeah, we recorded that a lot with our band. Yeah, it was awesome. With an old band that played softer music. We also went through like a reel-to-reel phase that was like many years long. And
I'm scared to jump that. To make
Yeah.
that jump, it seems
It's-
more involved.
it's really beautiful, but also like I think it's a hard medium to have like, I don't know, a long form session or like a long form practice.
You have to be like in the old sense a true technician, because those things when they break, you know, it's like you have to be able to fix it on the fly, and just not a lot of people fall in love with the idea of tape, and I think over the last decade that's been sort of fetishized, but really when it comes down to it, not many people who have tape machines know how to service them. And if you're running a session efficiently, you really got to know how to do that to make it worth people's while. So that's why this is rules.
Yeah.
The 488 and the 424 will always reign supreme.
Yeah.
Why does it make you upset? Why do you feel distressed? Your attention is wandering. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. You'll try to walk it back. Your loyalty's faltering as you wander. You're falling forward. Falling forward, falling forward, falling forward. You wanna jump ahead, so far beyond the rest, so you will have no regret. Go. That's just the way that it is, and that's as good as it gets. Calling up all your best to wonderland. You're falling forward, falling forward, falling forward, sailing upward, moving backwards. Are we getting closer to it?
Do y'all have any favorite experiments or weird recording things you've done in the past?
Yes. I don't like using reverb plugins on the computer. So I like the reverb to be all natural. So we use springs obviously, but I've been reprojecting stuff in a room a lot.
Cool. Yeah.
And I like the Alvin Lucier, like I am sitting in a room. So actually on our new single, Pain Without a Touch, we kind of got like a low frequency effects by reprojecting the voice like 5 times, just like the echoes of the room resonance. That's pretty cool.
It's like really like saturated and just like almost boomy in a way. Because we wanted to make it sound like it was sung through a vocoder, even though it's like all natural vocoder.
When they showed me this song for the first time, I was like, "Oh, did you sample that in like a Casio and play?" And like, no, that's actually
Analog.
Yeah.
All natural.
It's all
5-6 times. Yeah.
That's amazing. Nice.
We use tape delay a lot in ways that doesn't sound like tape delay. Like, so I used it to like throw the whole mix out of phase. So like the first album, that's a secret of like the single mic technique. The bass and drums are through like a tape delay that's just like barely shifted, and I just kind of threw it out of phase, and it kind of gets like a interesting sound.
Yeah.
It sounds like dimensional while still being mono.
Nice. I think I know what you mean too. Because I remember when I first heard the recording, I was like, I love the I don't know.
Sort of flangey or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
a big
it was
trick.
like 2 mics that were just like getting all the reverb from the big room or something. But that's cool.
Yeah.
You mentioned one before the session, but what are some cool bands you've been playing with?
Yes, so last night we played in New York with a band called Pleaser, who are dear friends and just really incredibly talented and bizarre individuals. They are a sight to behold. Everybody should look them up. Cool. We played with this amazing band in Boise, Idaho called Blix.
Ooh, cool.
And they were just like young, energetic punks with like a lot of charisma and energy. They were really fun.
A band that
really
stuck.
good songs.
Yeah, really good songs. We're playing with so many bands.
So many amazing.
Every single one that stuck with
Warp.
me is Warp from San Francisco.
Ooh,
they were
nice,
more
yeah.
hardcore, and
Really?
they sang a song about like a cornered chihuahua, and they just started barking and stuff. And,
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
and it's just like I been walking around a lot and just been singing a lyric that
I'm
goes,
the big dog.
"I am the big dog," and I've just been going around thinking that a lot.
Well, so my favorite anecdote about that show is that there was someone in the audience who was, I guess, like recounting the story about the experience, and they're like, "Yeah," and then the singer just started barking.
It was Josh.
Yeah.
My friend Josh.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Caulfield's obsessed with some hot sauce.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I think the best hot sauce in the world is Jabari sauce, and I've been weirdly talking about this on tour a lot. Yeah,
It's a thread that he likes to
document
pull.
the band is like kind of egging me on. It's from Tucson, and it is just very fine. I would suggest that.
What's the flavor profile? Like what's the is it super hot or like,
Yeah, it's habanero and Fresno based, which
wow.
gives you a certain picture, but actually it eludes those like basil profiles, and it really works in any milieu.
It's kaleidoscopic. And even in the bottle, you see it's got a lot of little flecks and flicks and seeds and things, and so it's like it's like a kaleidoscope of flavor. It's like very complex, and it, I don't know, elevates anything that you put it on.
Nice. Hopefully they'll like sponsor y'all.
Yeah.
We've been working on that.
Actually, in Tucson, Caulfield went on a rant about it, and then after the show, this guy came up to us and he's like, "You know, my buddy's the guy who makes that. He was gonna come here tonight."
That rules.
Yeah, he's just like waxing
Yeah. So
quixotic
close.
on
It's
the
like,
mic.
you know,
Yeah.
ships in the night at this point, but soon.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
now they're aware.
Well, wait, Jabari, if you're listening, I mean, we haven't, made it official. We have DM'd, so I don't know. just-
Jabari, you up?
Yeah, ball in your court.
Yeah,
I know you listen to this podcast. This lo-fi podcast.
leaving us on red.
Yeah, exactly.
Hot Sauce Company's law.
Huge thanks to Sweeping Promises for agreeing to do this podcast. If you'd like to check out more from them, you can check out sweepingpromises.bandcamp.com. You can find them on Twitter at SWPromises and on Instagram at sweeping.promises. If you'd like to get in touch with me about the podcast, you can find it on Instagram at Under the First Floor, on Twitter at UTFF Podcast, or you can email underthefirstfloor@gmail.com. For the last couple of songs, I'm going to leave you with some tracks that were discussed earlier in the podcast. The first being from the band Warp, a song called Baby Chihuahua. It's off their 2019 LP Traffic Control, which is out on Thrilling Living Records. They're a 5-piece San Francisco punk band, and if you like what you hear, you can find more at warpsf.bandcamp.com. And the last song will be from Pleaser, a song called Passwords, which is off their 2020 EP Rose Ceremony. They're a New York electronic duo, and you can find more of their stuff at yespleaser.bandcamp.com. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you enjoyed these last 2 tracks. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
You said it's been me all along. It's been me all along. It's been me all along. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Give me all your passwords. Give me all your passwords. Give me all your passwords. You never felt so free until you got me. Give me all your passwords. Give me all your passwords. Give me all your passwords. You never felt so free until you got me. You said it's been me all along. It's been me all along. It's been me all along. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Give me all your passwords.